There's a famous 2000-year-old Chinese prophecy which was originally written during the 7th century of the Tang Dynasty in China by two scholars in the name of Li Chunfeng and Yuan Tiangang, which is known as the Tui Bei Tu, or literally known as the pushback sketches in English. Since I could not find any references of the original book, I had extracted some excerpts from a similarly well-known book that is called the Book of Seven Chinese Prophecies. The sketches in this version was republished in 1915 by Shanghai Chunghua Books, which remains one of the most commonly referenced versions of Tui Bei Tu sketches in mainland China until today. In this book, there are a total of 60 sketches and commentaries based on the manuscripts of Tui Bei Tu. Many experts have pointed out that this prophecy book has accurately predicted many major events from the Chinese perspective since the era of the Tang Dynasty, where accurate prediction depicting the appearance of a ruling female empress in China, as well as predicting future events such as the Japanese occupation of China during the World War II and many other subsequent events, which some experts believe may last until the year of 2300. Although I rarely try to interpret ancient prophecies in my sharings, what really compelled me into sharing some thoughts is the image of a dragon and a snake and the ensuing commentaries in the manuscript number 48. This is also coupled by the fact that we are now transitioning from the year of the dragon to the year of the wood snake in 2025. Therefore, I will be attempting to interpret and correlate some of the keywords within the commentaries in relation to the current global situation. Here, the first key phrase in the commentary says, "Many consciousness will be lost between the rabbit and the horse, due to the pulling forces from the 8 oxen in order to put up a show of unity and harmony." Additionally, the first line of the ode says, "Since accomplishing wealth and development, people who are now wielding golden swords are reluctant to go for the kill. However, after the span of 50 years, a general will grow out from the green fields." Or this line could also be interpreted as, "The general will unroot itself from the green fields." In subsequence to the ode, there is a further commentary which also stated that there is a competition to the throne between two persons with the surnames of Zhu and Miao, whereby Zhu has the tendency to conquer the masses with virtues. While the dragon and the snake are fighting each other, it is believed that there will be an establishment of a capital in the south during the Chen Si years. To summarize the key phrases in the manuscript number 48, my first take is that from 2025 onwards, there could be possible changes to the dynamics within the G7, which held its first summit in 1975 and currently consists of leaders from 7 developed nations and 1 union, including the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, Japan, as well as the European Union. Secondly, this could also relate to the stability of the G7, which could be threatened from 2025 onwards due to the emergence of new radical leaders joining the group, because one of the interpretation in the text stated, after 50 years, a general will grow out from the green fields. On the other hand, the other interpretation in the original text can also imply the possibility of G7 falling into disarray stemming from disagreements and non-commitments or even withdrawal from one of the members, because the text can also be read as, after 50 years, there will be a general removing itself from the green fields. My interpretation number 4 points to the intensifying tensions, destabilization and continuous polarization between the developed Western world and the global South nations, which could be due to the expansion of BRICS influence as well as the process of de-dollarization in the global South, which presumably could also accelerate the conception of Asian NATO, if we are to believe the text that mentioned the establishment of a capital in the South. So, what could be the other possible ramifications as a result? My point of view is that from 2025 onwards, we must expect that the West, particularly the US, to retaliate against the process of de-dollarization by threatening countries, businesses or individuals that actively promote de-dollarization with harsh policies that could be imposed onto their US-based assets, stocks, or trades. Secondly, cross-border investors from the Global South nations should also anticipate compelling requirements to keep hold of larger amount of the US dollars in order to preserve their access to the US markets, and to anticipate the need to pay higher levies for every gains and profits of their investments and trades derived from the US soil. And lastly, from 2025 onwards, expect further destabilization efforts to occur at the East and Southeast Asian region. With all that being said, the intention of this video is just to create awareness and anticipation to our viewers based on the reality of today's global geopolitical situation. Even though there is a likelihood that my interpretations could turn out to be wrong, this is done so in the hope that our viewers will not be caught off guard by the worst case scenario, especially as we head towards 2025, 2026 and 2027.